The movie begins with a funeral. It is the funeral of the wife of the richest man in France. Her son is standing there as if he still can't believe that his mother is really gone. After the funeral, everyone leaves, and Philippe tells his son to get into the car and go home as well. Even though he knows this is the time he should be sitting with his son, his meeting feels more important to him than his family, so he leaves for the meeting. Time passes, and a year later, we are introduced to a man named Sammy. One of Sammy's hands is damaged, but despite that, his confidence and marketing skills are extremely strong. He can sell even the strangest junk by calling it expensive imported goods. This time, he has the weirdest item of all, a two-headed kettle, which he is rapidly selling. But suddenly, the police arrive and confiscate all his goods, telling him that everything he imported is illegal. Heartbroken, Sammy returns home. His wife is also deeply shocked by the news because Sammy had bought all that merchandise by borrowing 3,000 euros. On top of that, his wife is pregnant, their house is in terrible condition, and it badly needs renovation. To deal with all this stress, Sammy decides to get a job. However, finding work with a damaged hand is very difficult for him. Still, he manages to get a job at a mall, keeping an eye on surveillance during the night shift. On the other side, we are shown Alex again, whose birthday is coming up in the next couple of days. His father, Philippe, asks him what he wants for his birthday. Acting like a grown-up, Alex says nothing and leaves the table. Philippe is extremely worried about him because ever since his mother's death, Alex has completely isolated himself. Meanwhile, Sammy starts his night duty, and the very next morning, the entire mall is cleared out. This was arranged by Philippe for his son, so Alex could choose anything he liked freely. Poor Sammy, exhausted from his night shift, falls asleep resting his head on a statue placed on a shelf. As soon as he sees the mall owner arriving, he panics, and while trying to climb down, he gets stuck in a net. When Alex's guards come to free him, Sammy accidentally sprays pepper spray, creating a very funny scene. Alex enjoys this so much that instead of buying toys from the mall, he orders his manager to buy Sammy himself. Hearing this, the mall owner is shocked and tries to explain that humans are not for sale. But because of Alex's stubbornness, he can't do much. Taking Sammy aside, the owner tells him, "You have a great opportunity to earn a lot of money. I'm offering you an extra job. If you play with this child for one day, you'll get 1,000 euros. For Sammy, this is a huge amount, so he agrees and happily goes to meet Alex. However, when Alex tells his people to lock Sammy inside a box and take him to his house, Sammy is completely stunned and immediately refuses. He tells his boss, "The deal was only to play with the kid, but now he wants to pack me in a box and take me home. I'm not a toy or an animal. I'm a human being and I have self-respect. I won't do this."
His boss explains, "Do you even know who you're refusing? That's Alex, the son of Philip, the richest businessman in France. He could buy not just this mall, but 10 malls like this without blinking. He could even get our mall shut down. If you agree to be packed in the box, you'll be paid whatever amount you ask for." After thinking for a moment, Sammy says, "I want 3,000 euros. The boss immediately agrees and orders his men to put Sammy inside the box. The scene cuts to Alex's room where a huge toy box is placed. When it is opened, Sammy comes out of it. He had never seen such a luxurious room before. It was filled with advanced technology, and while Sammy is still taking it all in, Alex tells him to follow him. Alex has already jumped into a slide. When Sammy doesn't react in time, Alex's guards pick him up and throw him into the slide. This turns out to be Alex's personal arcade, and Sammy is even more shocked. Alex signals him to play quietly. At first, Sammy treats it like a joke, but when he realizes Alex is serious, he starts playing smartly and even beats him. Playing like this, the entire day passes for Alex. As soon as Philip returns home, Alex's guards show him a video in which Sammy is coming out of a box like a toy. Seeing this, Philip becomes extremely disturbed and immediately orders the video to be deleted, because if it ever got out, he knows the media would turn it into a huge scandal. Deep down, Philip also starts feeling guilty. Alex, Philip's son, had treated a human being like a toy. Philip felt deeply guilty about what had happened to Sammy, so he invited him to join them for dinner. Sammy noticed that at the huge dining table there were only 2 people sitting there, eating in complete silence. When he tasted the food, tears welled up in his eyes. Such delicious, luxurious food was available to these people every single day, and yet they still weren't happy. After dinner, a cake was brought to the table. In silence, Alex cut the cake. Philip wished him a happy birthday, and then, without another word, they all left. After that, Sammy was made to sign an agreement stating that he would not tell anyone about what had happened to him that day. In return, he had already received the amount of money he had demanded. Just as Sammy was about to leave with his payment, Philip stopped him and said, "I want you to stay a few more days. Ever since his mother died, this is the first time my son has talked to someone this much." Sammy replied, "Even today I came here only because of my situation and the problems at home. I'm not your son's toy." Saying this, Sammy turned to leave. From behind, Philip called out, "I can pay you 14,000 euros every week for this job." Hearing such a huge amount, Sammy paused to think. His house renovations, hospital bills for the coming baby, everything could be taken care of with this money. So he agreed. Sammy was given a 10,000 euro check in advance. Since he had come without telling his wife, he was sent home so he could meet her.
When Sammy stepped out of the luxury car in his neighborhood, his neighbors were stunned and started taking pictures with the car. When Sammy reached home, he saw that his wife was extremely angry with him. Poor Sammy couldn't even tell her where he had been for the past 2 days because of the agreement he had signed, which forbade him from telling anyone anything. She also questioned why he was packing his clothes. Sammy made up a fake story to calm his wife down. When she still didn't believe him, he handed her the 10,000 euro check. The moment she saw it, all her doubts vanished, and she began to believe Sammy's story. After packing his things, just as Sammy was about to leave, he saw that all his neighbors and friends who worked at Philip's factory had been fired. They were now protesting outside the factory. When Sammy returned to Alex, the 2 of them sat together as if they were having a serious business meeting. Alex ordered him, "Tomorrow we'll play a new game. You will be a rabbit, and you'll have to run and save yourself from hunting dogs." Hearing this, Sammy was horrified. His life would be in danger. He immediately went to Alex's assistant and said he wouldn't do it. "I may be Alex's toy," he said, "but I won't become food for his dogs." Alex's guard and assistant tried to convince him, saying, "You have to do this. You've taken the money." Hearing this, Sammy felt helpless. Still, he told them that Alex was a spoiled child of a rich father and needed proper upbringing. Alex was standing upstairs, listening to everything, and it hurt him even more. The next day, as Alex had ordered, the game began. In the jungle, Sammy ran ahead wearing a rabbit costume, with dogs chasing him from behind. He somehow managed to escape them, but he was so badly injured during the ordeal that he decided he would never do this job again. He refused to continue and said he would never come back and even return their money. When he came home after that, he was shocked to see that his wife had spent all the money in a single day, buying a new washing machine, a TV, and a refrigerator. With the little money left, she had fed all their neighbors. Sammy was extremely stressed and lay awake at night, worried. That's when he noticed his baby moving inside his wife's belly. That was the moment Sammy melted. He wanted to give his child a good life, and right now he had a real opportunity to earn money. He decided to go back to Alex. Alex was furious with Sammy because he had called him rude and spoiled before, and then left in a very harsh way the previous day. To improve Alex's mood, Sammy decided to play a game with him and jumped into the bathtub with him. Sammy kept grabbing Alex and tickling him, making Alex run around laughing. While running, they ended up in Philip's business room where an important meeting was in progress. Sammy immediately realized they had come to the wrong place, but Philip didn't say a word.
Instead, Philip silences all his guests because after a full year, he had finally seen his son laughing again. The next evening, Alex once again asks Sammy to play with him, but Sammy says, "No, sit down. Look how beautiful the forest and the sunset are in front of us. Let's enjoy the scenery for a while." The moment Alex hears this, something changes in him. He suddenly runs away. Worried, Sammy runs after him and ends up deep in the middle of the forest. There, he finds a beautiful treehouse, one that Alex used to visit with his mother. Being there makes Alex even more sad. There is also a picture of him with his mom. He tells Sammy the reason for his sadness. He loved his mother deeply, but she has passed away. A year ago, when the doctor said her cancer was in its last stage and she could never recover, Alex wanted his mom to stay with him in her final days so they could make memories together. But Philip didn't understand his feelings and sent her to the U.S. for treatment. She never came back alive. Seeing Alex cry makes Sammy emotional too. To cheer him up, Sammy tells him many stories. Alex's mood improves and he leaves the treehouse. Later, while Sammy is walking alone in the garden, Philip shows up. Sammy asks Philip to walk barefoot in the garden as well, but Philip ignores him. Sammy then says, "A child who doesn't have a mother needs his father more than anything." Hearing this makes Philip angry. He feels insulted that an ordinary man is trying to teach him how to live his life. Hearing such words about himself, poor Sammy stays quiet and goes inside. Later, he sits with Alex and all the household staff to watch a match. They shout loudly at every goal and enjoy themselves a lot. During the match, Philip comes home. Seeing everyone enjoying themselves makes him happy, and he begins to understand what Sammy meant, that he needs to give time to his son. When Philip sits down to watch the match with them, only Sammy, Alex, and Philip openly show their excitement. Everyone else sits quietly and respectfully. When their team finally wins the match, Sammy and Alex hug each other tightly in happiness. Philip also asks Alex to hug him, but their hug feels very formal and awkward. That evening, Sammy goes to Philip and tries to teach him how to hug properly. He explains that a hug is an emotion. It's how people express love. The tighter and more passionately you hold the other person, the more warmth and closeness you feel. To help Philip experience this, Sammy excitedly hugs him as well. Philip's assistant notices this and completely misunderstands the situation. That's why they quickly let go of each other. Night falls. Both Sammy and Alex go to sleep. During the night, Alex has a bad dream and gets very scared, so he comes and sleeps next to Sammy. In the morning, after his jog, when Philip comes to check on his son and sees him sleeping next to Sammy, Philip feels a sharp pang of jealousy because he had never been this close to his own son. As soon as morning comes, Sammy once again starts his duty of keeping Alex happy and even plays Alex's mother's piano. Seeing this, Philip's anger and jealousy grow even stronger, and he throws Sammy out of the house without caring how badly it would hurt Alex. Alex asks his father to bring Sammy back, but Philip refuses. Angry and upset, Alex leaves the house in his mini car. When Sammy notices that Alex is following him, he tells him to go back home. But when he sees that Alex is stubborn and won't listen, Sammy gets into the car with him. When Philip finds out that his son has run away from home, he becomes so furious that he fires the bodyguard. The bodyguard protests, saying, "You can't fire me like this. I've been with Alex since the day he was born, and I'll find him." But Philip refuses to listen. We then see that Alex is feeling very comfortable at Sammy's house. While Sammy's wife is moving things around, Alex helps her. He also behaves very politely with the neighborhood kids and enjoys spending time with children his own age. Sammy shows Alex his two-headed kitten as well, and they have a lot of fun. Sammy also gives Alex the book he often talks about as a birthday gift. Even though it's such a simple birthday gift, Alex becomes extremely excited, almost as if he's been given the whole world.
Then Sammy tells Alex that it's time to go home. Kids shouldn't stay away from home for so long. He seats Alex in the car and is about to take him back, but at that moment, Philip himself arrives. He arrives there with his bodyguards. They forcibly pick Alex up and put him into their car, then threaten Sammy, warning him that if he is ever seen anywhere near Alex again, he will be killed. Heartbroken, Sammy picks up his bag and starts heading back home. On the way, he notices that everyone in his neighborhood is looking at him strangely. Even when he enters his house, his wife stares at him angrily. The scene then cuts back to Philip. A notification pops up on his phone, and they see that the video of Sammy being treated like a toy has now gone viral everywhere. Because of this video, Sammy's wife is furious with him, telling him that he should never have brought money home by selling his self-respect. Now we can't even show our faces anywhere, she says. After the video goes viral, the workers whom Philip had fired earlier sit on protest again, this time also demanding justice for Sammy. However, Sammy never wanted any of this. He was nowhere to be found because even his wife had thrown him out of the house. Night falls, and during the night, Sammy's wife realizes that she treated him very unfairly. She shouldn't have kicked him out. Sammy was already going through a difficult time, and in that moment, the only person he had was his wife, and she didn't stand by him. Feeling guilty, she decides to go look for him. The scene cuts back to the next day. Philip goes to Alex and tells him that they are going on vacation to Japan. After spending time with Sammy, Philip had finally realized that he needed to give his son more time than his business. But Alex refuses to agree so easily. He says he will go only on one condition. At this point, Philip is ready to accept all of Alex's conditions.
Soon after, we see Philip holding a meeting at the factory with all the workers he had previously fired. He announces that he is rehiring everyone, only because of his son Alex, and at the same time, he is increasing their salaries. Hearing this, everyone becomes extremely happy and starts praising Philip. They even forget that just the night before, they were criticizing Philip because of what happened to Sammy. Now, it's as if Sammy doesn't even exist for them anymore. At that moment, Sammy's wife arrives and confronts them, saying, "Did you forget everything as soon as you got your jobs back? Don't you remember what you did to Sammy? How you took advantage of his helplessness?" While giving this speech, Sammy's wife's condition suddenly worsens, and the moment arrives when she goes into labor. All the workers rush her to the hospital, while Alex and Philip leave from there. On the way to the airport, Philip apologizes to Alex for not being a good father. Hearing this, Alex tells Philip that this regret will haunt Sammy forever, too, if they don't help him today. It is then revealed that the reason no one could find Sammy was because Alex had hidden him in his treehouse to protect him from people's taunts and the negative environment. Philip and Alex immediately cancel their trip and rush to the hospital. Sammy is also urgently flown to the hospital in Philip's helicopter, reaching there within just 5 minutes. After a long time, we finally see Alex happy with Philip. Alex is deeply impressed by everything his father did at his request and even praises him. Philip feels very good hearing this and promises Alex that from now on, he will give him the most time. While they are talking, Sammy comes out of the room and happily announces that he has a baby girl. Everyone rushes over excitedly, and Sammy places his daughter into Alex's arms. Seeing Alex happy makes Philip extremely happy as well, and then they all leave together. Later, Philip stops at a park with Alex. Alex is quiet, but the sad battle that once existed between father and son is finally over. Philip wants to talk about many things. Remembering what Sammy once said, he takes off his shoes and asks Alex to do the same, saying that someone told him walking barefoot on the grass brings peace. As they walk, they talk, enjoy the moment, and Alex shares one more wish. He wants to open a factory together with Sammy, where they will make the same two-headed cattle he saw at Sammy's house. Hearing this, Philip laughs loudly and nods in agreement, and with both of them finally shown happy, the movie comes to an end.